Hi and welcome to Ion Radio. I'm Ken.
And I'm John.
And welcome to round one of Act 1, and this is Battle 1 of our Rebellion in the Rim campaign, number 2.
Yes, I'm super excited to start this.
So we're going to jump right into the strategy phase of the first act, and we're both pumped. So of course what we have to do is get right down to the campaign map and see where we are having our fleets do battle. Here we are looking at the campaign map, and because it's the beginning of the campaign, rebels get to make the first assault. So John, I am going to choose to assault at the Ring of Kafrene using Admiral Drayson and his pair of MC-30s.
Okay, so I'm going to send against that fleet Lieutenant Tanbris with his Victory in Quasar fleet to defend that system.
This ought to be an interesting battle. MC-30s against a Victory and a Quasar. John, you get to place the second assault now.
Okay, the second assault is going to be led by Captain Sloan with her ISD against Mandalore.
Ooh, Mandalore. All right. Let's see here. Clearly, this is a problem with two fleets. I don't get to really choose where we're going next. So, Captain Afion's going to attack with his Assault Frigate Mark II, the Neb B, and the CR-9D.
So something interesting about our attacks is both the defending fleets this time are going to gain the low fuel trait.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of weird. I don't think we've had that happen in one of our campaigns before. So we'll get to see what we're doing.
So I think it's going to be interesting at the end of this campaign when we do a talk of how it went to see how those commander abilities could have affected this campaign, considering we're using 2 fleets instead of 3.
Yeah, there's a little bit different strategy here. With 3 fleets, you kind of had an idea of what you might be able to bring and maybe decide to do another assault. That third battle was always the who knows.
So now that the attacks have been declared, we're going to get into the first battle, which is going to be the MC-30 fleet attacking the Ring of Kafrene, being defended by the Empire with a Victory and a Quasar.
So let's go take a look at the fleets. We'll start with the Rebels because they have the initiative, and let's see what we've got on them. So Admiral Drayson's fleet, his flagship, is an MC-30 torpedo frigate hauling assault Proton torpedoes. We're going to see if his Master Gunner 1 skill comes into play. The second ship in his fleet is another MC-30. It's a scout frigate, has the expert shield tech on board. And here's the squadron complement. Dash Rendar in the Outrider, Kanan Jarrus in his freshly painted Hawk 290, and a Lancer pursuit craft.
Here is the Imperial Task Force commanded by Lieutenant Tanbris. He has the Master Navigator 1. He is located on his flagship, which is a Quasar Fire with flight controllers. The second ship in this fleet is a Victory 2 class Star Destroyer that has gunnery teams. And the fighters for my fleet are Howlrunner, Mauler Mithel, and 2 generic Tie Fighters. Here are the objectives Ken got to choose from. So my fleet's objectives are Surprise Attack, Contested Outpost, and Solar Corona. This location replaces my Contested Outpost with Contested Outpost, and then added into it Double Agent. After careful consideration, Ken decided to go with Surprise Attack, which surprised me.
So here we have Rebel Fleet deployment. Because of the objective, I had to place the flagship onto the station, and everything is at speed 2. Because of how John deployed, this is probably going to wind up being a fighter battle. So all my fighters are out here. Fortunately for me, they all have rogue.
This is my deployment. Because my fleet received the low fuel trait, Ken had a decision to make. What was your decision, Ken?
I decided to make you deploy on the back.
Okay, so both of my ships are going at speed 1. My Quasar speed 1. And my Victory is speed 1, and I've deployed my fighters in the middle.
Turn 1. After we deployed, my command ship got a concentrate fire token. John, I think your Quasar got something too.
My Quasar got a navigate token due to it being a master navigator.
So we go into the first ship phase, and because we are playing with station assault, I think it is, or surprise attack.
Surprise attack.
So John, what is the first raid token you're giving me?
The first raid token I'm giving you is going to be navigate.
All right, so there we go. Navigate raid token.
All your ships receive a raid token of navigate.
And here we go. Activating the flagship. Throwing tokens around. Navigate. I get rid of the raid token. And I got nothing to shoot at, so we're just going to move forward at speed 2. I have a funny feeling, John, this is going to be an interesting first couple rounds.
We're going to be going with the Quasar. It's going to be revealing what Quasars do best, which is a squadron. We're going to take it as a token. We are then going to move our speedy speed 1 ahead, ending right there.
The other MC-30, because I anticipated this, we've got a navigate, which is all it's going to do is get rid of the token. Nothing in range, so we're going to continue moving at speed 2 with just a little jaunt here. So we're side slipping here, John.
Victory! Star Destroyer. We're going to be revealing a navigate. We're going to be taking it as a token, and then we're going to be moving our speed 1. Right to there.
Into the squadron phase already, so let's start moving our squadrons. I'm going to move the Lancer forward, about here. And I'm going to bring the Hawk of Kanan Jarrus also right up next to him.
2 TIE Fighters. They're going to land in this asteroid field. I know that's typically dangerous for TIE Fighters, but we're going to take a risk and do it.
Alright, so we're going to move Dash, final squadron. We're just going to move him right in front. Plenty of room to maneuver. John, you've got 2 activations left.
Okay, now we're going to be moving Mithel and Howlrunner, the aces of my squadron, to about here. Just like that. And that is the end of turn 1 of our campaign. Start of round 2. Surprise attack. Not really a surprise. It's going to be another navigate.
Alright, so let's get those tokens placed on the ships. And let's activate the flagship. Again, navigate, get rid of the raid token. I have a funny feeling that's all we're going to do the first 3 turns. And this time, instead of just going straight, I'm going to do a little turn to get around the asteroid field. Back to you, John.
My first activation is going to be the Quasar. It's revealing squadrons like Quasars do. I'm going to command all 4 of my squadrons into the heat of battle against the rebel scum. So what we're going to do first is we're going to move Howlrunner. I can move to touch you, but I don't want to get that close. I just want to be in range of all of your guys. So that seems pretty good to me. So Howlrunner has 3 attack dice, and she adds an additional one due to the fact that I have flight controllers. And we're going to choose to attack first your Lancer.
Okay.
For 2 hits.
2 hits. Well, takes 2 hits.
Then we're going to move a TIE Fighter in. And the TIE Fighter, I should probably do that, is going to land over here just slightly. And we're going to engage all your fighters again.
Okay.
And this guy is actually going to attack Kanan.
All right.
So a TIE Fighter is 3 dice.
Yes.
Plus flight controller.
Yes.
Plus an additional one due to Howlrunner, so we're going to attack with 5 dice against Kanan with Swarm ability. And we're going to re-roll this dice.
Yep.
And we're going to block out both your tokens,
gonna
giving
say.
Kanan 3 damage.
3 damage. That's going to hurt. All right.
Then we're going to do pretty much the same thing with this TIE Fighter, except we're going to be attacking against Dash.
All right.
Because Kanan is now dead when Mithel comes in.
Yes.
So it's going to be the same thing, 5 dice against Dash Rendar. And we're going to leave it at that, blocking both your tokens, giving him 3 more damage.
Not going well for the rebels here.
And then our last fighter moving in is going to be Mithel. Mithral's going to come in and he's going to touch everyone like this. He's going to do 1 damage, killing
There goes
Kanan.
Kanan.
He's going to do 1 damage, leaving your guy on...
1 health, like you generally like to do.
I know, I needed 1 more hit, and then Dash has 2 health. So we're going to attack Dash because I'm not too worried about your...
The Lancer.
Lancer. Again, I'm going to get 5 attack dice to make this attack. And...
Yeah, even if I cut that in half, it's still 2, so
Correct.
There goes Dash.
It seemed like a pretty good turn for the Empire. Now I have to move, and we're going to spend my token to jump up to speed 2 and move around this asteroid like this.
Alright, MC30, Nav gets rid of the raid token, because that's what I'm going to do. And I believe I am completely out of range of your fighters. Yes.
I tried to leave them just out of range.
And you succeeded, John. We're going to do this little turn here. And back to you.
I have no attack, so I have to move. I reveal a navigate. I already have it, so we're going to spend it as a dial, and I think we're going to spend it to double click. I'm going to run into my ship. Just single click.
Oh, you could run to your ship, John. That's fine.
I don't want to run into my ship. It's a little bit too early in the campaign to play bumper cars. I mean, that looks pretty good. So that is my activation.
Final squadron, it's the Lancer. I've got Rogue, which is kind of cool, but I'm engaged. So I'm just going to attack the 1 generic TIE Fighter that's closest to me. 3 blues, let's see if I can kill him. No. I've got 1 hit and no rerolls, so that's going to hurt.
And that is it for this round.
On to turn 3. Turn 3.
Turn 3, last round of surprise attack. Still not a surprise, navigate.
those on there. And like we did in turn 1 and 2, we've got Navigate for the flagship, which gets rid of the rate token. And all I'm going to do is maneuver around this asteroid field, at least as best as I can. John, back to you.
Quasar is going to activate. It's going to reveal squadrons. We're going to activate all 4 of our squadrons. And we're going to go first with a Tie Fighter. The Tie Fighter that's over here in the back is going to attack your guy. I need 1 hit. I have 5 dice with Howlrunner and flight controllers. And
That's a dead Lancer.
that's a dead Lancer, and then we're going to move. And because we're anticipating moving other places, we're going to fly to about... This ship hasn't activated yet, has it?
No.
And we're going to stay out of blue range. We're going to fly to about here. And then the rest of our ships are going to fly easily to be in touching range of your ship. So I'm going to just move all of them and we're all going to attack into your side.
That's fine.
Like that. So, here we go. 1 at a time. We're going to go Tie Fighter, Mithel, and then Howlrunner. Tie Fighter is a crooked die
I'm going to reroll that one.
for an accuracy.
Yeah, it's fine.
That one goes away. And then we're going to attack with Mithel for a crit. And then we're going to attack with Howlrunner for a hit.
So 1 actual hit, huh? So what I'm going to do is use Expert Shield Tech with the redirect, which allows me to remove the 1 hit.
Sounds good. And then the Quasar going speed 2. I believe I may overlap my squadron.
It's going to be close.
This is going to be
Looks
the
like
dial.
the shield dial.
Yes,
does.
shield dial. Where would you like it?
Yeah, we're going to put him in the back corner
By this asteroid?
by the asteroid, but not on it.
Okay.
Activating the only other ship that I have. We're going to do the nav, take the raid token out, and that now is finally finished. But what I can do is flak every one of your squadrons, so let's get started with that. This is almost a waste, but what the hell. Let's start with the TIE Fighter first for a hit.
Okay, that's actually the injured tie, so I did that backwards. But yes, that'll be down to 1 health now.
And then I have the, let's see, Howlrunner. That's a miss. Not that it matters because you'd scatter it. And Mauler Mithel, which is also a miss. Do not have any other shots. So we're just going to bring in
Activating the Victory. I have a long range obstructed shot into the side of your ship, which I will be taking. I'm revealing a Navigate. We're going to be using it as a dial because I already have a token. So 2 reds go to, 3 reds go to 2 reds, and then we make this attack.
We're at long range, John?
Long range, so you can't use your green redirect, take 1.
Well, then I'll use my evade to not take anything.
That sounds like a good plan. We're going to jump up to speed 2.
It's flying fast now.
Oh, it's as fast as this thing can go. Right to there, and I believe that ends the round.
So first opening move of round 4. We're going to activate the Scout Frigate, Navigate, we're going to use it as a dial. Before we do, we're going to take some shots into the front of the Victory. So I only have 2 reds. This is a medium range shot, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So side to front, 2 reds, let's see what I get. I get a crit with an accuracy, so I'm not going to let you use your good redirect, I guess.
So I use the other redirect, and we're going to maneuver it to this side over here.
I have no other shots, so I'm going to use the navigate token to give me an extra click on my first move, and I'm going to stay at speed 2. And I believe, John, if I have this right, we are still at long range.
Yes, we are.
Just awesome.
Quasar, turn 4, Squadrons. And I honestly don't know if I'm going to activate any. I don't really want to throw them forward because I don't want you to shoot at them. And I'm barely in range, out of range, and I need to know where your ship's going to be. So I think what we're going to do is activate them and place them here for the next turn. And this guy is going to fly over to here because he's done his part for the Empire.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this.
I think it'd be more thematic, John, if he goes right at the MC-30.
No. And then we're going to be going at our speed 2. Just going to nudge him out of the way and land right here. Just like that.
MC-30 flagship. I have a navigate. I'm going to use it as a dial. I have no shots. I'm going to do something. You know what? Actually, I'm going to take this as a token.
Okay.
Not a dial. Because I don't think... I'm at speed 2, right? Yes. So I've got that as a token. I'm going to do something kind of dangerous, John. So I'm going to move myself up here, staying at speed 2. Now this is going to do 2 things. I'm going to probably double arc you, but I am now at medium range from your victory. So let's see if I can survive this round.
Last thing for this round, it is going to be the victory. Shooting into your side at medium range.
Okay.
And we are revealing an engineering. I thought you were going to at least hit me at this point, so we're going to take it as a token. And then we're going to make our medium range shot against your side with 3 blues and 3 reds. No rerolls of any kind. Classic victory. For take 5.
Take 5. So we're going to redirect. You said you're hitting the side, correct?
Hitting the side.
So I'm going to redirect to the front, and I think for giggles, let's force a reroll on the blue crit.
Blue crit? For hit.
Yeah, so it doesn't really change anything. So I'm going to move 3 to the front here. So 1, 2, 3. We've got 1, 2 here. There you go.
Okay, and then we're going to maneuver. My goal is to try to arc dodge. With a victory, I know it's crazy talk, but I think I successfully did it.
I think, John, you are correct. You did. You were only in the front. This is going to be interesting.
Yep, that is the end of turn 4.
Activating the flagship because I hopefully can stay alive with it. Navigate. We're going to use it as a dial. I have 2 shots. We're going to make a forward shot from my front arc to the front arc of your victory. So that is going to be 2 blacks and a blue. And let's see what I get. Alright, well, we're going to spend the concentrate fire token, and my commander allows me to use that as if I spent a dial. We're going to roll another black. There we go. So that's 4, 5 hits into the front.
Okay, I'm choosing to brace it. So that will be braced it to 3.
Yep.
And then we're going to redirect damage to this side that's already injured.
And so I'm going to use the Assault Proton Torpedoes just to give you something.
My damage card is Shield Failure. Your opponent may choose up to 2 of your hull zones. Each of those All zones lose a shield. Then flip this card face down.
I think I'm going to choose your front shield, and I'm going to choose the shield you're redirecting to.
Okay, and then I have 3 damage left.
You have 3 damage left, which reduces your shields to 0.
Correct. That's what we're going to do. And that's why it's important to declare before doing things and do it in the proper order.
Ion radio top tip right there. So now I've got another shot from my side to the front of the Quasar, and I have just blue. So it's 2 blue dice. Let's see what I get. Oops, that one ran out. Try that again. Hit and inaccuracy. I mean, I'm going to prevent you from redirecting.
So it goes to my front if you don't mind.
Yeah. So now for what I'm going to do, which is kind of interesting. We're going to spend the dial and the token to jump up to speed 4. And I'm going to do my best here to escape. And I believe this should do it. Here we go. All the way over here. Oops. We are still at medium range, but we're out of close.
Okay, at this point, we've decided to call the game. We're going to explain why. So, next activation, I would activate my victory, and I would have a red and a blue against your rear. If, by some miracle, I roll 2 red doubles, and then you make me re-roll a red double into a red double, I would do 5 damage, and you would just redirect it to your shields and be done. I don't have enough damage with fighters that are in range to come kill you. I could cripple you, but the chances of any of that happening would be none. I would then move my Star Destroyer to here. At which point, we will be out of range. I have everything left that is just repairing.
Right, and
so
even if
I will just repair the next turn.
With 4, it's not going to make any difference.
And then my Quasar will fly into this corner and stay on the board with all my fighters to protect them. Ken can survive by moving his next turn, his flagship down here. This ship will move to here, and then move to here. There will be no more combat for the rest of the game, so to save us time, we've decided to call it where it is.
John, that game did not go quite as I expected it to.
It was a surprise. Yeah, no, it actually went different.
Meantime, folks.
Yeah, that doggo face across the screen. So that actually went a lot differently than what I thought it was going to be too.
Those TIE fighters were lethal.
Yes, they were.
Your dice were a little hot, to be fair, because you got the double braces on every one of your shots.
Yes.
And they just tore through my rogue squadrons. In retrospect, I probably should have held them a little further back and then attacked maybe on round 3. But I don't know that that would have changed much.
No, I was going to keep my fighters, regardless, out of your range so that whenever we got close enough, I was going to be able to attack you. That
Yeah.
was my plan. Or your ship was going to be in range, and then we were just going to attack that. So either way, I was hoping to get the jump on you with that.
Which, from the squadron perspective, you did. So John did win this game 58-0, but you didn't do anything on my ships outside of some shield damage.
Correct.
So I at least scored a hit.
Yes. So when you chose surprise attack, I have surprise attack in this fleet for 2 reasons. It allows me to cancel out 3 rounds of squadron if I'm facing a squadron fleet, which then allows my TIE fighters just to gain advantage in killing squadrons easier.
Yeah.
And secondly, I can decide if I want to have a ship, if it's a single ship type build, closer to me to attack, or I put it into timeout like you saw in the corner.
No, definitely. That completely paralyzed my ability to do any realistic damage on your ships. I think the one unique thing that wound up working out, I had that one debris field placed in such a way that allowed me to kind of orient around it, and you were constantly doing obstructed shots, and you couldn't just run into it. I didn't let you really have any good double arc shots on my ships, so that's a plus for me.
Yes, it is.
But otherwise, yeah, I was really surprised personally at how you deploy. Part of that's because of the low fuel, but then the way those TIE fighters, they just...
Yeah, the TIE fighters rolled really hot. So my VI, or my most important player, or the best player for this was, I believe, my flight controllers, because it contributed so many extra attacks, which allowed me to gain fighter superiority faster. My least valuable card or equipment was obviously Gunnery Teams, due to the fact I never even had a chance to do a double
No,
shot.
you really didn't. I think on my end, I'm going to say probably the most significant card was the Assault Proton Torpedoes. So those teams are going to, get like promotions and whatnot for doing damage to a Star Destroyer. Frankly, I did not get a chance to use Dash at all, which is unfortunate, because I really wanted to get in there and nail some of the TIE Fighter Squadrons. I almost got one, but yeah, that's just not really enough. So at the end of this, again, I already mentioned, score 58-0. So John, that's a campaign win for you.
Correct.
And then in terms of commander experience, your guy gains 1, mine will gain 2, and I do believe we have 1 veteran that came out of this.
Correct. So after re-looking at the rules, it specifically says that you only gain veterancy if a ship or squadron destroys an opponent with an attack.
Right.
So Mithel, with his ability that normally would go around killing things, he can't actually gain veteran from that. But he did destroy Dash.
He did.
So that gives him veteran token, and now I don't have to worry and think about attacking versus destroying things from here on out.
So that's the conclusion of the first battle of round 1, and we will have round 2 battle 2 rather, in the not too distant future. So stay tuned. Stay
tuned for my Captain Sloan Star Destroyer fleet facing against.
It's going to be Afion's Mark II, Assault Mark II, the Wave 1 fleet, I'm going to refer to it as. So we'll see how good that is.
The Battle of Mandalore. So stay tuned for that.
Until then, I'm Ken.
I'm John.
And you've been watching Ion Radio.